Chennai 365, an effort by SKS in association with social, sports and cultural bodies to do good to a vibrant Chennai.
ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभिद्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् निकृष्टैरसमायुतैः कालैर्हरित्वमापन्नैः इन्द्रायाहि सहस्रयुग अग्निर्विप्राष्टिवसनः वायुश्वेतसि कद्रुकः संवत्सरो विशोवर्णैः नित्यास्तेऽनुचरास्तव सुब्रह्मण्योगं सुब्रह्मण्योगं सुब्रह्मण्यो शञ्च मे भयश्च मे प्रियञ्च मे कामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रञ्च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे दत्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वञ्च मे महश्च मे संविश्च मे ज्ञात्रञ्च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरञ्च मे लयश्च मरुदञ्च मे वृतञ्च मे यक्ष्मञ्च मे नामयश्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वञ्च मे नमित्रञ्च मे भयञ्च मे सुगञ्च मे शयनञ्च मे सूषा च मे सुधिरञ्च मे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवहुतोतैषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुदते नमः या तैषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूव ते धनुः शिवा शरव्याया तपतया नो रुद्रमृडय या ते रुद्र शिवा धनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवासन्तमया गिरिशं तापिशाकशी या विशुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरुमायिगुं श्रीपुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्चावदामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमनासत् अद्य वोचकति वक्ता प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषक् अलीगुश्च सर्वान् जम्भयन् सर्वान् च यातु धान्यः असो व्यस्ताम्रो अर्णौत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिता सहस्रशो वैशागुं मेढयीमहे असव्यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उदैनं गोपादिशन्नदिशन्नुदहार्यः उदैनं विश्वा भूतानि सविष्टो मृडयादिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीडुषे अतो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो वन्तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुपयोराग्नियोज्या याश्च देहस्तैषवपरातापगवो मप अवदत्यतनुस्वगुं सहस्राक्षतेषु ते निशीर्य शल्याणामुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विर्जन्तनुःकपर्दिनो विशल्योपानवागुमुत अनेशन्नस्येष वाहुरस्य निशङ्कतिः या ते हेतिर्मेरुष्टमास्ते बभूव ते धनुः तया स्वान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुज नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नादताय विष्णवे भुवाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परितेतङ्गणो हेतिरस्मान् विणक्तु विश्वतः अतो येषसि सवारे अस्मन्निदेहितम् नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्धकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ हर 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 ॐ नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमस्ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शङ्गाय च पशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वदाय च दूरे वदाय च नमो अन्त्रे च हणीयते च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो अरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्काराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोपवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः नीत्याय च पूज्याय च नमः भार्याय च भार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आधार्याय च आधार्याय च नमः सत्याय च पेण्याय च नमः सिगत्याय च प्रभाक्याय च त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् यो रुद्रो अग्नव्यो अप्सुयो वोचदीशयो रुद्रो विश्वा भुवना विवेद तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु तमुष्टुर्यजुषुसुधन्वायो विश्वस्य क्षयति वेदस्य एक्ष्वामहे सौ मनसाय कृतं नमो अभ्युदेवमसुरं ध्रुवस्य अयं मे हस्तो भगवान् अयं मे भगवत्तरः अयं मे विश्ववेशजोऽयं शिवाभिवर्षणः एते सहस्रमयुतं पाशा मृत्योर्मध्यायन्तरे तान् यज्ञस्य मायया सर्वान् अपयजामहे मृत्यवे स्वाहा मृत्यवे स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि प्राणानां ग्रन्थिरतिरुद्धो महाविशान्तकः येनान्येनाभ्यायस्व नमो रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। एका च मे तिष्ठश्च मे पञ्च च मे सप्त च मे नव च मे एकादश च मे त्रयोदश च मे पञ्चदश च मे सप्तदश च मे नवदश च मे एकविंशतिश्च मे त्रयोविंशतिश्च मे पञ्चविंशतिश्च मे सप्तविंशतिश्च मे नवविंशतिश्च मे एकत्रिंशच्च मे त्रयत्रिंशच्च मे चतुष्टश्च मे षोडश मे एकादश च मे षोडश च मे विंशतिश्च मे चतुर्विंशतिश्च मे त्रयोविंशतिश्च मे त्रिविंशतिश्च मे षट्त्रिंशच्च मे चत्वारिंशच्च मे चतुश्चत्वारिंशच्च मे अष्टाचत्वारिंशच्च मे द्वादश्च प्रथमश्च द्विजश्च क्रतुश्च सुरश्च मूर्धाश्च व्यष्ण्यश्चात्यायनश्चाद्यश्च भुवनश्च भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च इडाते महोर्मणुर्यज्ञे बृहस्पतिरुक्ता मदायगुं विश्वे देवासूक्तव पृथिवीमा धर्मामायगुं से मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासकं शुश्रूषेण्यान् मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देव अवन्तु शोभाये पितरोनुमदन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। जातवेदसे सुरवाम सोममराति यतो निदहाति वेदः सनः परिषदि दुर्गाणि विश्वानामेव सिन्धुं दुरिताजज्ञे तामग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्ति तैरोचनीं कर्मफले सुजुष्टान् दुर्गां देवीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसितरसे नमः। अग्ने त्वं पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा भूश्च पृथिवे बहुलान बहुर्वे भवान् लोकाय तनयाय सय्यो विश्वानि नो दुर्गा जातवेदः सिन्धुर्ननामा दुरिताभिवर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन् मनसा गृणानो अस्माकं बोध्यविदातनुगुणा पृतनाय तदुं सहमानमुग्रमग्निमुभुवेम परमार्थदस्तात् सनः पशरति दुर्गाणि विश्वाभ्यां देवो मधुविरिताद्यग्नि प्रत्नोषि कमेभ्यो अध्वरेषु सनाच होतानभ्यसजन्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवं विप्रय स्वात्मभ्यञ्च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमहिषो निषिक्तं तवेन्द्र विष्णोरणसञ्चरेम नाकस्य वृक्षमपि सम्पसानो वैष्णवीं लोकहिमालयन्ताम् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् महादेवे च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः शर्व प्रचोदयात् साईरामाय विद्महे आत्मारामाय धीमहि तन्नो बाबा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण मयि महिषाः गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Om Shri Sai Ram, invoking the blessings of Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Good evening and warm welcome to the 5th Shri Sathya Sai Study Circle for Chartered Accountants and other finance professionals. This is the 5th edition of this study circle which we started the journey in February this year. The main objective of this study circle is to bring out the importance of values and ethics to the chartered accountant and the other finance community. Since this finance community has a much larger role to play in the overall corporate ecosystem of the country, and of course, given the various pushes and pulls that we chartered accountants, other finance professionals face in our day-to-day life, we thought this forum will help us to keep ourselves connected to what these values are, what these ethics are, and of course, relying on the blessings and messages of Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba, which are relevant even in today's world. So we've had the very eminent speakers who have come and spoken to us. We've had good engaging conversations with them, some discussions. And in that line, today we have no less than Dr. B. Ravi, who is the managing partner of B. Ravi and Associates Company Secretaries. Sir, thank you very much for agreeing to come and be part of us today. Sir is a very well-known personality within the CA fraternity. He is a doctorate in corporate governance and boardroom management in India from University of Madras. He is a fellow member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and he also has done postgraduate in business administration from University of Madras. He had over 25 years of experience in Sanmar group of companies in different capacities in secretarials and legal department, reporting to the chairman and managing director. And since 2000, he has entered into practice and has been advising leading companies, banks on corporate law matters. He is also a specialist in corporate restructuring, due diligence, secretarial audit, and all legal and company law issues. He is known to many people as the teacher, the lecturer, a professor. He has taught so many of the students, and of course, apart from the CA community, he has been associated as the member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India as a faculty, also of the Chartered Accountants Institute, and also a visiting faculty member of Academic Staff College, Madras University, and many more colleges for men and women. He has also been associated with various professional and commerce institutes. He is a chairman of the expert committee on company law and corporate matters of Madras Chamber of Commerce. He has been the secretary of Southern Region of ICSI, and of course various other responsibilities and leadership roles. He has presented multiple papers. In fact, he has also authored a book, and he has also received multiple awards. Sir, it's a great honor to have you here with us and to speak to us on a very, very interesting topic today. Before we commence your talk, we would like to give away an award. So this is an award Sri Krishna Sweets has initiated to recognize people in the profession who have been role models as far as this particular profession is concerned, leading personalities who have followed the values and ethics in their day-to-day work. So this is what is called a Nallur Virudu, which has been presented by Sri Krishna Sweets in association with us. Now, firstly, I'll call upon Sri S.R. Chandrasekharan, State President, Tamil Nadu, Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization, and also Sri Sundar, District President, East Coast District of Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization, to come on the dais. And now I call upon Dr. B. Ravi to come and receive this award. Yes. So now we will all listen to Dr. B. Ravi. So stage is yours.
இனிய மாலை வணக்கங்கள். எனது சிறிய அனுபவத்தில் 43 வருடங்களில் நான் கற்றறிந்த சில விஷயங்களை உங்களுடன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்வதற்காக இச்சமயம் இங்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன். பிழையேதிலிருந்து பொறுத்தருள்க. இத்தகைய வாய்ப்பை எனக்கு அருளிய சத்யசாய் ஸ்டடி சர்க்கிள், எஸ்பெஷலி டு மிஸ்டர் சேகர், I am ever indebted. நான் எப்போதுமே முதல்ல கொஞ்சம் பேச ஆரம்பிக்கிறது தமிழில் பேசிடுவேன். ஏன்னா தாயையும் தாய் மொழியையும் தாய் மண்ணையும் மதிக்காதவன் மனிதனே அல்ல என்பது எனது தாழ்மையான அபிப்பிராயம். Thereafter I'll get into the business language because that becomes the order of the day. I have been given a pleasant task to discuss on a unique topic. In fact, when Mr. Shekhar spoke to me and said, we want to have a lecture, and can you please coin the title for this? Immediately it struck me that we could see today perceptibly there is a disconnect between the business and the values in the corporate. And there is a specific role for a professional, be it a chartered accountant or a finance professional or any professional for that matter, to reconnect them. Why not we take that particular topic and try to deliberate upon it, and in the process to learn also something more from the audience, because I know that they are also equally well informed or more well informed. First I thought I'll just come down and talk for the simple reason I am not at any way, even for 0.00% can stand equally in pace with that of Baba's photo and talk on this business and values and ethics when he has written volumes and volumes in his speeches. But there is no option for me, so it is his blessing I am able to stand near him and talk, not equal to him. So with his blessings I will proceed further. This is my information. It has nothing to do with the topic on hand. It is to just tell you, my name is Dr. B. Ravi. I am the managing partner of BVB and Associates, and of course my horoscope in brief was read out by the organizer. You would have got a fairly good idea about what it was. 25 years industry experience. From 2000 I am in practice, so as a practitioner the experience. I have a passion for teaching, so right from 1975 I am teaching. So a combination of all these things, what I am going to discuss with you today, how I have seen as a practitioner, how I have seen it as a person working in an organization, and as a teacher. So with this background only, so I thought it is my duty to dwell upon this particular area. First, let us understand certain basic things. This one area where everyone makes a mistake, in the sense, we have forgotten what a business means. We always think business means putting money and trying to do something which we think that we are capable of, and at the end of it we achieve something. Then at the end of the year we calculate and find out, do we have something left out or we are not. If we have something left out, we jump in joy and call them we have made profit, and when there is nothing, we cry and say that we made a loss, forgetting the fact profit is an accounting illusion. In reality, the concept profit, when you see in the P&L account balance and ultimately you see 8 crores profit, you go and see anywhere, you can't find that 8 crores anywhere. It is only the figure that is being reflected in so many things. Sometimes the 8 crores is created also. So we have to understand the basics, what this business is. It is not simply doing something, and today it has become such a situation where we don't deal with our money, we deal with someone's money and enjoy the benefit and disappointing them. There only there is a big gap between the ethics and the values, which I am going to deal with it. So let me first make you to get an idea about what this business. Let them understand that they are nothing but an integral part of this society. If the society is not there, any amount of whatever you produce will go a waste. And when there is no business empire or an entrepreneur is going to be there, the people in the society will not get what they want for their livelihood. So it's a cycle. So we have to ensure that each one owes a responsibility to other and ensure that both of them work together for the harmony so that the economic growth will come into the situation. This is ultimate philosophy. Then we say you are an integral part of society, then what is the society? When I stand alone, I am not a society, I am an individual. When 10 or 15 or 20 or 200 or 2000 or 2 million comes together, then it becomes a society. When I am there, I have my own likes, my own dislikes. When more and more are coming together, the likes and dislikes sometimes gel with each other, sometimes it doesn't. And as a result, what happens? The society becomes an amalgam of the different views, the different values, the different culture, the different religion, and the way you are being brought up, and ultimately what you have understood from the way in which you have been brought up in the earlier stages, both in the school and at home or through the peer group. So, who is this individual? This individual is nothing but a bundle of emotions. The emotions plays a key role because how does it manifest in so many ways? It is, no one will be able to decipher it. Whether the emotion that by which you are trying to burst out with something, you think after a second calmly, then you yourself will feel sad. Did I do this? You know that so many times when you cross across somebody else and by mistake someone hits you or something, immediately the BP goes up to 180. And all sorts of language which you would have never dreamt of will come in your mouth. And you started right, left and center scolding him. After a second you will know, wow, theriyama pannita. So, within a fraction of a second, when we do a self-introspection, we are able to do this. When the self-introspection is done by every individual, at every point of time, and when they come together, then they introspect in a joint manner, which the society, we call it as, and to that part of society is what your business is getting fixed in. Therefore, you must know the emotions, feelings, cultures, belief, everything in that particular society. Otherwise, your business will not survive. You have seen live example today, because certain things are sub judice, therefore I am not able to quote it. You can see in so many places why protests are taking place. It is not that particular organization is going to come out with a value addition product or anything like that. It does. But at whose cost? At what cost? That matters a lot. When you weigh them together, you could see the pain are more than the pleasure that is coming out. Therefore, the protests started coming in, leave alone other surrounding things that are trying to aggravate the situation. Now, let us see some of the basics. What are values? We use the word values right, left, and center. It is nothing but a personification or manifestation of the organization as a whole, believed to be the core of its success story. This is normally, you ask any entrepreneur, what is the value? நாங்கள் லோகத்துக்காகவே வந்திருக்கோம், நேர கிருஷ்ணன் எங்களை அதுக்கு தான் அவதாரம் பண்ணியிருக்க. இதுதான் முதல்ல எல்லாரும் சொல்லுவாங்க. அதான் முதல்ல சொல்ற போய். Okay, because that's the first line you say. The second, when you go and say, no, you please see at the entrance in my chairman and managing director room, you can see two, what you call as framed things will be there. One says vision, the other says mission. And you can see we have translated all our thoughts into that. When you translate them and put it there, what happens? You covered it with a glass and hanged it, with that it stops. Because you never allow it to come. You're able to understand. The trick is there itself. So the mission and the vision statement that is being made, and it should have been propagated, instead of that are put into action, instead of that beautifully put under four wooden thing, and even after that you don't stop, you put over that a lamination or a glass, and there also you don't stop, you hang it saying that you're hanged. That's all. That means we are not going to put you into operation. So in effect, if you see, I am not exaggerating it. For a moment you think calmly, you will understand all these facts. So these statements, that's why I asked you a question. Do these statements reflect true intentions, or they a fancy combination of words? I'm not saying all the industry's mission and vision statements are bad. There are some who are really translate them into action, and they ensure that they put into practice. But the majority of them make it only as a statement. You can see in all the statements, சில வார்த்தைகள்லாம் காமனா இருக்கும் அப்படியே. கட் அண்ட் பேஸ்ட், வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை. பை மிஸ்டேக் அதில் இருக்கிற வேர்டு கூட சொல்லுமே வந்துடும். இல்லை அந்த கம்பெனியோட பேர் கூட பை மிஸ்டேக். It is a fancy word that has been translated, put it in those things. I am telling you why this I am telling. Yet you just go back to the history for last 10 years. I am not asking you to see 20 years, 30 years. 10 years you see the history of all the companies which have gone into rough weather, especially scams, scandals, frauds, everything. Go and see their mission and vision statements. Contrary to what they are. Adding on to that, identify those industries which have received the Excellence Award, Good Corporate Governance Award, Leadership Award, and go and see them. Next year, their chairman and managing director, who is said to be the conscience keeper of that organization, will be counting the rods behind the bars. Where is the mission statement? Where is the vision statement? Actually, what is it you are doing? So it becomes a fancy word just to sell a sand as a gold. That culture should change. It is very unfortunate today we are able to conduct a lecture to educate people what human values and ethics are. It should be born with us. You see the animals, no one conducts any study circle meeting for them. But the way in which they behave, you can see that. கண்ணுக்குட்டி அவுத்து விட்டா தன்னுடைய தாய்கிட்ட மட்டும்தான் போகும், அது வேற எங்கேயும் போகாது. தன்னுடைய குட்டியை தவிர வேற எந்த கண்ணுக்குட்டி வந்து பாலை ஊட்டினாலும் அந்த மாடு எட்டி உதைக்கும். ஏன்னா அது தன் கண்ணுக்குட்டி இல்லைன்னு அதுக்கு தெரியும். அங்க பாசத்துக்கு ஸ்டடி சர்க்கிள் நடத்தல எங்கேயும். So the human values and other things should come from within. It's very unfortunate, even for corporate social responsibility we have a lot today. தர்மம் பண்ணு, அதுக்கு ஒரு சட்டம். We'll come to that later. So this is the first one. We must understand whether the vision and the vision statements, are we trying to fool ourselves? Are we trying to fool the society at large? Or are we falling in our responsibility as a businessman to the society at large? Think aloud. Ethics. Very, very simple. What is right? What is wrong? You are able to identify, then that is determined by values. When doing that right and avoiding what is wrong is nothing but ethics. The first one is the value, identifying them, putting them into practice to do only the right and to not doing the wrong. That becomes the ethics. Values and ethics thus coexist. It is not separate. Values separate or ethics are separate. One, a statement. Second, in action. Who determines this? Can anyone say in an organization who determines the ethics and values? None will determine from the organization. You will go and consult a person who is being specialized in this area, how to draft a beautiful statement. The patent அதுக்கெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த டிசைனுக்கெல்லாம் போனேன்னா லோகோ ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுறதுன்னு பார்த்தா ஒரு 25 விதமாக ஒரு லோகோ கொடுப்போம். அந்த 25 நமக்கு திருப்திப்படாது, 26 நம்மளா டிசைன் பண்ணுவோம், அதுவே நல்லா இருக்கும். ஆனால் நம்ம அதை பண்ண மாட்டோம். Similar situation here, but it shouldn't be that. The values and ethics is a culmination of so many things which I said in my first slide. So you must think how you are going to build your organization with those vision and mission statements with the true intention. I am not saying that all the business should be charitable organization. It cannot be. Business means profit. I don't run a business for no profit. Then I can't survive. No one will give me money also. Business means profit. But where is the limit? That limit to what extent you are trying to do. See, it is like that 1 liter பால்ல ஒரு சொட்டு தண்ணி ஊத்துறேனா இல்ல ஒரு சொட்டு தண்ணி ஒரு டம்ளர் தண்ணியில ஒரு சொட்டு பாலை ஊத்துறேனா இதான் வித்தியாசம். அல்டிமேட்டா ரெண்டு வேலையா தான் தெரியும். ஆனால் the combination in that matters a lot. Why do business ethics differ? The reason is very, very simple. Today I structure a value in ethics, and the moment I feel that it doesn't suit me or I am not able to practice that, then I say this business ethics and values are not good. Immediately change it. So it is not something that you can immediately change. The ethics and values cannot be changed like that. It is not like a company law amendment or anything. Every morning, every afternoon, every evening, a notification circular will come, everything will change. It is not like that. Values and ethics, தாய்னா தெய்வம் permanent. இது அப்ப மாறிண்டே இருக்காது. அமெரிக்கால பிறந்த தாய் தான் தெய்வம், கனடகுறிச்சியில பிறந்த தாய் தெய்வம் இல்லை சொல்ல முடியாது. அது எப்படி இருந்தாலும் தாய்னா தெய்வம் தான். That's how it stands. You understand? And love, as those who have, many of you are here, the devotees of Saiji, you know that in all his speeches, all his things, ultimately hence that love. அன்பு தான் அடிப்படை. அது இறங்கி மாறிண்டே இருக்காது. அது அன்புக்கு ஒரே வழிதான். Right? Because the factors that influence ethics of each individual differ, and the summation of these differing factors constitute business ethics. So the people who comes in, the man who is taking over, the type of shareholder that undergoes a change, over and above that, here only I am slowly introducing the second part of the topic. The professionals and the chartered accountants who are associating with the organization set to guide them. Do they? That's a different story. Right? Set to guide them. When they differ, the culture of the business, values and ethics also undergoes a new perception, a new way of looking at it. Right? The predominant factors, I have said 3 only. There are many: culture, religion and laws of the land. That changes to your ethics and values. The end is more important than the means. Today this becomes the order of the day. Balance sheet திறந்த கடைசி லைன்ல profit for the year இருக்கா அவ்வளவுதான் மூடிடுவேன். பக்கமா இருப்பாங்க 70 பக்கம் 80 பக்கம். We don't see anything. Because we believe the success of the organization is only on that profit that is being reflected there. Forgetting the fact, earlier when we all used to study, because I am almost myself Shaker and all, we all belong to the same ages. So I can tell you happily now. Those days when we used to read commerce, accountancy and other thing, income, இதெல்லாம் expenses, இதை எப்படி கூட்டணும், அதுலேருந்து இதை கழிக்கணும், பின்னாடி வந்ததுனாதான் அது profit அப்படின்னு. இப்போ அப்படி கிடையாது. Owner will come, to this year I want 7.5 crores profit. Don't worry sir, 7.5 crores, இப்படி போகணும். Right? Income is identified, expenditures are identified, the net result is being carved out in the financial statement. That was. Today, what should be the bottom line is being identified, the expenses and income are fabricated. Where the ethics and the values goes for a 6. None of you can say, no, what I'm saying is wrong. 99%. I can tell you a live example that has taken place 30 years back. At the time I was young, bubbling with enthusiasm, dharmam, ஞானம் அதெல்லாம் இப்போ ஒரு மாதிரி தெரிஞ்சு போச்சு எது தர்மம் எது நியாயம். It was a takeover of a particular business. I was representing a particular thing, so I went to that auditor's office, a huge office. The auditor was sitting in the center, a big table. So தீவிர நிறைய பேர் உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கா, அது வர சோஃபால வேற நிறைய பேர் உட்காந்து எல்லாம் அவரை பார்க்கறதுக்காக தர்ஷன் மாதிரி அவரையா வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டா. அவர் வந்தார், உட்காந்தார். இப்படி பேசிட்டே இருந்தோம். நாங்கள் சைடில் சோஃபாவில் உட்காந்து என்னோட ஐட்டம் நம்பர் 3 தான். ஸோ அதனால அவர் 3வது தான் என்னை கூப்பிடுவார். நாங்கள் இங்கே உட்காந்துட்டு இருந்தோம். அங்கிருந்து ஒருத்தர் வந்தார். என்னப்பா இல்லை ஐயா கொடுத்துட்டு வர சொன்னாருங்க. கவரை பிரிச்சாங்க. பிரிச்சோன்னா அதில் ஒரு ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ், அது டிராஃப்ட். என்னப்பா சொன்னார்? இல்லைங்க நீங்கள் 3.5 கோடி லாபம் காமிச்சிருக்கீங்களா? ஐயா அதை 1.5 கோடி நஷ்டமாக மாற்ற சொன்னார். பெல் அடிச்சாரு. முன்னாடி இருந்து ஒரு அம்மா இறங்கி வந்தாங்க. இல்லைம்மா இதை மாற்று, 7.5 கோடி சொல்லியிருக்கேன் ப்ராஃபிட்டு, அதை 3.5 கோடி லாஸாக மாற்றி விடு. முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. How a 7.5 crores profit will become 3.5 crores loss within a fraction of 1 hour? What is it you are doing? Where is ethics? Where is value? I was stunned when I was sitting here because at that time I was a young age, I could not digest it. But பக்கத்தில் எனக்கு கூட வந்த ஒரு சீனியர், இதெல்லாம் லோகத்தில் அதெல்லாம் சகஜம்பா அப்படின்னு. சரி சார், ஏன்னா I am coming only as a second fiddle to him, so I can't take anything more. If I talk anything more, next day வாசல் செக்யூரிட்டி எனக்கு செக் கொடுத்துருவோம். அதெல்லாம் வாய்மொழின்னு வந்துட்டு அது விஷயம் வேறு. See, this is how the business ethics and values are. So we the professionals owns a responsibility. Call a spade a spade. If it is the entry should not be there, it should not be there. Next year I will not give you the audit, it doesn't matter. If one door is closed, another 10 doors will be open. That's what is said in Bible also. Don't get worried about it. The more and more you are saying yes sir, 3 bags full, they are hitting on your head and we professionals are losing value. Don't succumb to pressure, right? So the end is more important than the means today that has become the culture. எப்படி சம்பாதிக்கிறோம் அப்படிங்கிறதே இல்லை, எப்படியாவது சம்பாதிக்கணும். There only the business and the values, ethics goes for a hit. And to an extent, very sorry to say, there are few chartered accountants and few professionals, including a professional like me, we are all also equally responsible. Sometimes we fall prey to certain things. We should put our foot down. There lies our responsibility to reconnect the slowly disconnecting professional ethics and values in business. Long-term survival is based on ethical values only. We have this unique concept today in the business management, sustainability. You can see there are number of lectures on that sustainability. They give long lectures, everything, but no one used to touch upon these ethical and business values. They tell about sustainability by saying how this product should be improved and how your policies within the organization should be improved or restructured, reframed. So many things are there. For sustainability, ensure that your fundamental, the fulcrum of the organization is being adequately protected and you follow it in letter and spirit, is not being advocated. அவளுக்கு புரிகிற மாதிரி சமட்டில் அடிக்கிற மாதிரி சொல்றதில்லை யாரும். That is the problem today. So there again lies a responsibility on we professionals. I am not saying CA professional alone, but since it has been a chartered accountant study circle, I am touching upon the professional CA because today you can see in the newspaper, minimum in one page, 2 times the auditor's name will be there. அது கொஞ்ச நாள் ஒரு 15 நாளாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆடிட்டர்ஸ் நேம் இன்வேரியபிளாக இருக்குது. 5 years ban, 2 years ban, 3 years ban, லைஃப் டைம் பேன், என்னெல்லாமோ இருந்துருக்கு. என்ன பண்ண போகிறாங்கன்னு தெரியாது. But who is to be blamed also that we don't know. But we will wait and see how it moves. Evolving an ethical business code is not a Kamba Sutra. It is not difficult to understand or comprehend. It is the mindset that matters. So the businessman, the mindset, the professional who is trying to help him to groom and blossom out, their mindset that matters. I still remember Pattukottai used to write, திருடனாய் பார்த்து திருந்தாவிட்டால் திருட்டை ஒழிக்க முடியாது. So unless you yourself, the mindset matters. I should do the best to the society. Again, I repeat, I don't want to be a sannyasi. You make profit. But the profit, which is the right way, what is it that I am giving? You'll be surprised to know today the food that we are giving to even the newborn baby is being questioned. Can you think of it? The soap that is being universally acclaimed as the best soap for the newborn kid is being questioned today of the various chemical combination. Johnson, you all know, everything it has come in the newspaper. The bud that is being used for the kid to clean, that is being questioned. The reason is, the person who is associated with it slowly becoming poisoned by the fact, more I want, more I want, more I want, without love and affection to the society. The more and more the money comes in, more than what you should necessarily have, the love and affection slowly will fade. Please understand that is a basic thing. It is good for even for our day-to-day understanding. I am saying this. எல்லாரும் ஒரே இருந்து கூட்டு குடும்பத்தில் இருந்த அந்த சந்தோஷம் இன்னைக்கு இருக்கா பாருங்க, இருக்காது. பட் அதுக்கு என்ன இப்ப இருன்னு நான் சொல்லல. That's a different story by itself. We will go somewhere else. Because today we talk about corporate marriage, corporate demergers. Some people used to say demerger is nothing but divorce. I said no. Corporate marriage is கூட்டு குடும்பம், corporate demerger is nothing but தனி குடுத்தனம். ஒத்து வரல தனியா போயிட்டேன், அவ்வளவுதான். Demerger means both the entities will be there. Merger means one entity will die. Both entities live. So the கூட்டு குடுத்தனம் and தனி குடுத்தனம். That's what is corporate mergers and demergers. Be that as it may be, it is the mindset that matters. Have you ever heard anywhere this adulteration that we are talking about in the mother's milk? No. Why? It comes with the abundant love and affection spontaneously coming from the mother, which is missing in the business because you are all not my kids. There's someone at your cost I am going to earn. Why should I worry whether you live or die? That mindset should change. Remember, tomorrow someone will do that for you. You are not an isolated person who can have everything under the sun by yourself. It is impossible. Today when you call people and say, ethics practice பண்ணுங்க, values practice பண்ணுங்க, கெட்ட வார்த்தை சொல்லாதேன்னுவாங்க. It has gone to that extent, the values, ethics, when you talk or advocate or even say these are all good things, they will say they are all bad words. Don't use them. So to that extent,
there is not a bad word, isn't it? Even when we say you are not smart enough.
அது கொஞ்சம் கௌரவமா சொல்றது சார், அவ்வளவுதான்.
You don't say bad words, you are not smart enough.
அது கௌரவமா சொல்றது, அவ்வளவுதான். அது ப்ராபபிலி ஒரு ஆக்ஸ்போர்ட்ல படிச்சுட்டு வந்திருப்பேன், அவ்வளவுதான். நம்ம ஊர்ல படிச்சிருந்தா பேட் வேர்ட்ஸ் இருப்பேன், அவ்வளவுதான் வித்தியாசம். Ultimately the end result, the meaning is the same. Have you pushed to that extreme? All these questions, please think aloud. I am only throwing open because there is no one final answer for all these things. Casual approach by the entrepreneurs and by the professionals and the regulators, coupled with the knee-jerk reactions from stakeholders. These are common. Why this financial statement is wrong? Sir, it's not my responsibility. The auditor did it. Auditor, oh, you did it? No, I didn't do. My junior only went there. He saw it. I thought you would have seen it. You asked the junior? No, we have not been trained to look into these things. So the blame game goes one after another, no one willing to take the responsibility. So the organization questions the person who helps you, the auditor questions the system questions the lawmakers, and the lawmaker again say businessman is bad. கடைசியில் யாரு தப்புன்னே தெரியாது, ஸ்டடி சர்க்கிள்ங்கிற மாதிரி சர்க்கிளில் சுத்திட்டே இருப்போம். Who is responsible? No one knows. And so many laws. Why it has come? Plethora of legislations today. For everything you have a law. And by the time you finish this, there will be another law for ethics and values also. We don't know. Some bill would have been okayed by the cabinet. Why all these things have come? When you try to breach a particular thing, I am not able to subtract it by amending the original law because I have to find out what it is. So to plug that loophole, I am trying to bring a legislation. The moment I bring the legislation, all the professionals, what they do, they don't read the legislation, how to comply with it. They try to read it to find out what are the loopholes in it to advise my management. You understand the difference? We must learn first to comply. Then you try to analyze it and try to find out what all can be utilized in a better way for the success of the organization. That is planning. But trying to find out the loophole and try to educate or misguide the businessmen, no, you can always do. Don't worry, because this word, instead of R, they use the word end. This R and N, we can dispute it in the court. Don't worry. Sir, but when it will end, don't worry, in your lifetime you will be saved. Because in the High Court, if it goes wrong, it will go to the division bench. From the division bench, it will go to Supreme Court. அது ஒரு 20-25 வருஷம் ஆயிடும். உனக்கு ஏற்கனவே 60 வயசு ஆயிடுச்சு, 85 வயசுல அந்த கேஸ் வரதுக்குள்ள நீ போயிடுவேன். Even problem solved. Success பத்தி அவங்க கவலைப்படுறது கிடையாது. I remember the joke of Justice Mohan on this. I will tell little later if time permits. Otherwise, for the time being, you just remember. So this casual approach, and every change that we do, the mistake we commit. Everyone commits mistake. No one is above situation. The again you do, it is only a blunder. That's what is not pardonable. But what we do now, there is a small mistake, we don't correct it. We try to commit another mistake to cover it. So in the process, we try to do something, what we call them as a knee-jerk reaction. Ultimate, the root cause, what it is, we don't try to plug it. அப்பப்ப அந்த அமிர்தாஞ்சன் தடவி தலைவலி போயிட்டு ஓடிடுறோம். அது ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியாகி தலையே எடுக்கணுங்கும் போது தான் புத்தி வருது. அப்போ வந்து it become too late. This is what happens. Without the basic foundation of human values, restoring ethics in business is near to impossibility. The plethora of recent scams bear witness to the above statement. Why scams and failures have become order of the day? Have ever someone would have thought that Satyam, பேரு தான் சத்தியம். இது எப்போ கோர்ட்டில் எப்படி இருக்குன்னா, கோர்ட்டில் வந்து ஒரு சீட்டிங் கேஸ், ஜட்ஜுக்கு அந்த தவாலிட்ட சொன்ன ஜவாலி கூப்பிட்றான், ஹரிச்சந்திரா என்னன்னா அவன் 500 ரூபா சீட் பண்ணிடலாம், பேர் பாருங்க ஹரிச்சந்திரன். அது மாதிரி கேஸ் தான் அந்த சத்தியம் கேஸ்லாம். Right? So the name has nothing to do with their business, what they are doing. Have ever would have thought about this ILFS, about the PNP? Leave alone all those Nirav Modi and other things. சும்மா நம்ம Nirav Modi, Vijay Malayan, அவா பெரிய சொல்லிட்டு காலத்தை கொட்டிட்டு இருக்கோம். There are so many people much worse than other Nirav Modis are available already. You are leaving them. Not only in the business but also in the lawmakers. We don't care about them. Once you identify all these things and remove them, how is it possible? Only when they get themselves self-realization. Now, of course, things are slowly improving. Hopefully, it will move to the better one. Now, if you are saying that my managing director has gone behind the bars, அப்பெல்லாம் போலீஸ்காரன் வீட்டுக்குள்ள வந்தாலே மானம் போயிட்டுன்னு பயப்படுவா. இப்ப 6 தடவை உள்ள போயிட்டு வந்தாதான் பிராண்ட் இமேஜ். See the difference? Where we were and where we are now. Atrocious. And a man who comes out, no, even when the bail was refused for Nirav Modi for the 4th or 5th time, when he comes out, it is shown in the BBC, such a smile, he comes out like this. You know, royal court linde vella vara mari. And the advocate kuda pavam manasu kashtappattu vella vara. Adu sandoshama sirichittu varum. He feels it's a brand image. Right? Obedience to the unenforceable. The obedience ங்கிற வார்த்தை டிக்ஷனரியில மட்டும் தான் வருது. லெட்டர்ல கூட யுவர்ஸ் ஒபீடியன்ட்லி யாரும் எழுதுறது இல்லை. முன்ன எழுதினோம் யுவர்ஸ் ஒபீடியன்ட்லி. இப்போ யுவர்ஸ் அவ்வளவுதான். அது கீழே கைது கூட நிறைய பேர் போல கேட்ட கீழே கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஜெனரேட்டட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஒன்று போட்டுறான். The obedience. Even that obedience is necessary even for the unenforceable thing. You advocate all these things, you will really see the joy that the home business values and ethics means what it has been stated in their vision and mission statement. Then what is your role? Now business need help. என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியல, தவிக்கிறது இப்ப. Because this side legislators are coming, this side the stakeholders are slowly becoming highly informed because of the latest developments in the IT sector. We can see that everyone is able to see in that mobile phone itself about the performance of the company. So everything is available. அது போற வரைக்கும் வாட்ஸ்அப்னு ஒன்று இருக்கு, வாட்ஸ்அப், ஃபேஸ்புக், ஊரில் நடக்கிற எல்லா கதையும் இங்கே வந்து அக்க போகிற அதில் வந்து விழுந்துடும். அது டோட்டலாக கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகி எல்லாத்தையும் பார்த்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுவோம். Now all these things confuses you. So the businessman needs help to avoid wrongdoing. Now the question is, with due respect to the profession, I am not finding fault with any profession for that matter. Since this is a discussion, I am putting it. Whether the chartered accountants or the financial professionals associated with an organization which are said to be the heartbeat of the organization, which will enable the stakeholders around the world to know the financial health of a company, are they rightly advising the company or ill advising the company to retain their stake in the organization? Is a question to be asked by every professional there. When you know that particular share cannot be redeemed, or you know that particular security cannot be brought in through the FDI investment, instead of advising them, don't do it and take a risk, you do it, we can try to make it up through this particular method, we can try. There is a ocean of difference. You must be aggressive, I am not saying no. But that aggressive not to demolish you at a later point of time where the beat will be very heavy. In fact, there was a passing reference that was made. The income earned by Deloitte in this ILFS audit is going to be nothing when they are going to spend on the legal battle now. So, kodi kodi ni sambadhicha, ana adapra 10 vangi panni selavu panna legal battle la. Adukku inge insurance policy la kedaikadhu. So, when you go wrong, later on when it comes out, it's going to be difficult. So beware. When you advise them rightly, or you don't know, say that this is how I feel. I leave it to your best judgment to take a decision. Or nothing wrong in consulting one more person. Because we are going to help the organization, and there is no what you called as the self-respect. Professional roles, whether you are within the organization or outside. Within the organization means you are a CFO or an internal audit head or whatever it is. How many times you are aware of the fact that there is no supporting paper along with the voucher for that payment that is being made? Merely because it has been cleared by the top, or it is being payment to be made to the person very closely related to that of the top management or your immediate boss, you clear the payment. This chinna siru thuli peruvellamngura mari the small things only. Today, the 10 rupees voucher that you are going to give it a conveyance to one of the local casual laborer, tomorrow it becomes 10 crores for you giving it empty. So try to practice this. Whether you make a question yourself, I'll tell you what are the questions you have to ask yourself. First, ensure that the law of the land is respected in letter and spirit. There is an yellow line drawn in the middle of the road. You are not supposed to cross it. Everyone knows it. So, the yellow line cross. Crossing is different from jumping as per the interpretation of statutes. Law only says don't cross it, doesn't say don't jump it. It doesn't say crossing or jumping or any other mode by which you are overgoing that particular yellow line. It doesn't say that. That's how your argument starts. Don't be that way. To understand the basis, the purpose, the objective, the preamble with which that particular provision was brought in that legislation. I am not saying that legislators are all extremely brilliant people understand the niceties business. They don't. I know it. Today you can see the various things, and I have been a strong critic on the MCA provisions also, and many other provisions. But that doesn't mean once it becomes a law, there is no choice for you to respect it, because there is the law of the land. You have no choice for it. Do not compromise for any ulterior motives. It will boomerang on you. This I have explained enough, so I need not repeat it. Then you may say, sir, ரொம்ப simple sir, மேடையில் ஏறி பேசுறது. அங்கே போய் உட்கார்ந்து தான் தெரியும். உங்கள் கை சுடும்போது தான் அது வலிக்கும் அப்படின்னு. ரைட். என் கை சுட்டுடுத்துங்கிறதால உன்னை சுட்டுக்காதே நான் சொல்கிறேன். That is how it should be seen. A man who comes and tries to tell you so many things, he knows the various difficulties that has happened. That's why he is telling you, advising you, educating you, guiding you, saying that please don't put your fingers there because I know the end result of it. Many of the famous people who have done lot of what you call these advocacies and other things, you can see in their early life, they all would have suffered a lot. It is only the manifestation of that has come into in the form of things. To guide you, you also don't fall prey into that. Including Adi Shankara, if you see his earlier birth and the earlier days of his life, you will understand that. Courage and conviction. Courage will do and accept only what is morally and ethically correct. That courage you should have, which we are now telling even for the independent directors. You have the courage. இப்போ என்ன இண்டிபெண்டன்ட் டைரக்டர்ஸ் எல்லாரும் உட்காந்துருக்கு. ஏற்கனவே ஒரு அங்கே சேர்மன் உட்காந்து ஒரு சேர்மன் ஒருவேளை ப்ராபப்ளி டயர்ட்னஸ்க்காக அப்படிங்கிற அவர் ஏதோ வாயத்திற்கு எஸ் ஆர்ன்றாங்க. If that is the way the independent directors are, then you can't help it. No law can try to cure the defect in the business. That's why in ILFS they are pulling up all the independent directors also. And the new wavelength, immediately நம்ம lawmakers go அவங்களுக்கு ஒண்ணுமே தெரியல போல இருக்கு, உடனே எக்ஸாம். You take it from me, exam இன்னைக்கு வச்சா என்னால CA பாஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. I can even tell சேகர்ட்ட ஒரு क्वेश्चन பேப்பர் கொடுங்க, இப்ப முடியாது. ஏன்னா அது வேற காலம், இது வேற காலம். இப்ப எது இருந்தாலும் ஒரு கால்குலேட்டர் தட்டி தப்பா போட்டுருவான் ஆன்சரை. Whereas my grandma in my house, they will say, நான் முக்கா 3 75 ரூபா கொடுத்து அனுப்ப அந்த பால்காரனம்பா. நம்ம லோட்டு தட்டி தப்பா போட்டுருவோம். Days have differed. The perception differs. It's not that we don't have knowledge. That situation we have crossed. Right? Do not succumb to pressure, I have told you. You stand as a role model. I can tell you with pride, Brahmayan company, Mr. Suresh Rao, he is no more. In an organization in which I have been associated with him, there was a discussion that was going on with reference to a financial statement provision. He opposed that particular provision that should not be done. The management said, no, it should be done. And in spite of that, they did it, he qualified it, next year he resigned. And in fact, next year they didn't reappoint him. He said, thank you very much, and he came. That should be the courage. I salute Mr. Suresh Rao, he is no more, of course. Just, I think a year or back only. He is one of the very senior most person in Brahmayan company. That is the role model you must establish. So today I am able to quote him because of that particular noble quality. That courage should be there. You must say, if it's not possible, if you say either you record it, if you refuse to record it, I will step down. அதனால எனக்கு மாசம் 2 லட்சம் போகும் பரவாயில்ல. That's how it should be viewed. Set the perception of an auditor. Watch it carefully. வழிவழியான அந்த இன்டர்மீடியேட்ல ஒரு கொஸ்டின் வரும். Auditor is not a watchdog, is not a bloodhound. Discuss. 7 மார்க் அதுக்கு. இதே நம்ம சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம். Let that dog bark and bite, I say. Why are you not doing that? Dog doesn't mean always a pet dog. நன்றி உள்ளவன இருங்க, ஆனா அப்பப்ப கொலைங்க, முடிஞ்ச கடிங்க. If you do that, then the business will become an orderly one. Right? This is a question you ask. What I am doing is legal. ஒரு தடவைக்கு 2 தடவை கண்ணாடி முன்னாடி நின்று கேளுங்க. Sometimes நம்ம முன்னாடி கண்ணாடி முன்னாடி நம்மளே நின்றா பயமா தான் நம்மளுக்கு. இருந்தாலும் ask that question whether what I am doing is legal. Am I taking a balanced approach? If I would have been the receiver, how would I have felt it? How does the act makes me to feel about myself? பண்ணி முடிச்சப்பன ஒரு நிறைவுன்னு ஒன்று வரணும்னு சொல்லுவா. அந்த ஆத்ம திருப்தி வரதா உனக்கு? By giving an advice or by signing a financial statement or giving a report, are you able to get the what you call a satisfaction? If it comes, then what you are doing is right, what you are advising is correct, and the whole organization will salute you, and you can really see there is a growth in that organization. Today you can see billionaires overnight are being toppled into bankruptcy. Why? Because of lack of ethics. அட்ரஸ் எல்லாம் போயிட்டான்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, அதுதான். அந்த காலத்தில் பெரியவங்க வந்து இதெல்லாம் அப்பெல்லாம் இதெல்லாம் படிக்கவே இல்லை. டேய் தர்மத்தை மீறாத அட்ரஸ் இல்லாத போயிடுவா, காணாமல் போயிடுவா அப்படிம்பாங்க. அதை நம்ம சாபம்னு சொல்லுவோம். சாபம் இல்லை, அது நிதர்சன உண்மை. அதை இப்போ நம்ம இங்கிலீஷில் கார்ப்பரேட் கவர்னன்ஸ் தம் தும் தும் ஒரு பெரிய பெரிய வார்த்தைகள்லாம் போட்டு நம்ம பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். அவ்வளோதான் விஷயம். It's best to detect signs of trouble before they manifest. Identify the root cause at the beginning stage itself. Don't allow it to flourish, grow to a situation where it will eat you. You can't control it. More than 50,000 frauds have hit banks in India during the last decade. Can you imagine? யார் விட்டு பணம் பேங்க்ல இருக்குது? நம்ம பணம். எவனோ ஃப்ராட், எவனோ சம்பாதிச்சு சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருக்கான். Question, is this a good news for any business or for the Indian economy as a whole? Today, the real estate people are all shouting, the RERA is bringing us a stumbling block for us. Why? 70% of the money that you collect, you're supposed to deposit in the escrow account, and you will use it only for that project. And the moment the agreement is signed, 10% of the value has to be received. The conditions are brought in. So, ennachu ivan kaiyella katti pottaanga. இவங்க இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல வாங்கி இந்த பணத்தை கொண்டு போய் இன்னொரு ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல வாங்கி அந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு கடன் அடிக்கிறதுக்கு இன்னொரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் கொடுத்து 3 ப்ராஜெக்ட் மூழ்கிடும். Who is affected? Customer is affected. His EMI will go on. Now the RERA regulation is tightening the dues. Thanks to those lawmakers, they have made it. Yes, it is going. It has some implication, but this is not the forum for me to discuss. But that has. You can even organize a program on the RERA, the professional ethics, and how the customers are being affected because of the RERA regulations and the unethical way in which the builders are doing. நிறைய plot வரும். இந்த plot ஐ வாங்குங்கள். இங்கிருந்து 3 கிலோமீட்டரில் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல், 5 கிலோமீட்டரில் ஏர்போர்ட், இன்னும் 3 கிலோமீட்டரில் ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன், இன்னும் 2 கிலோமீட்டர்ல சுடுகாடு, எல்லாம் சொல்லிடும். ஆனா எப்ப இதெல்லாம் இனிமே வரும் அப்படிமா அது சொல்ல தெரியாது இல்ல. அந்த பிளாட்டை அதையும் மீறி நம்ம போய் வாங்குவோம். அப்புறம் வாங்கி கட்ட போறதுன்னு தெரியும், அதுக்கு டைட்டிலே இருக்காது. அது யாரோட லேண்டா? கவர்மெண்ட் லேண்டா இருக்கும். நீங்க போட்ட பணம் வராது, அது எங்க போட்டாலும் கிடைக்காது உங்களுக்கு. That's why this RERA is tightening all those norms now, though late, but late than never. Very very simple. இந்த ஸ்லோகத்தை நீங்க சொன்னீங்கன்னா போறோம். The simple step of a simple courageous man is not to take part in the lie, to not support deceit. Let the lie enter the world, let the lie dominate the world, but let it not be through you. இதை ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் கடைப்பிடிச்சாலே பொய்யே இருக்காது. Right? This is what Baba also said. Those who have studied all his speeches, the writings and his lectures, you will know Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. This is ultimately what he said. Truth is experience. Shivam is action that comes out of experience. And beauty, Sundaram, is the flowering consciousness of the man who has experienced truth. Be the professionals or obliged to spread the message of truth. Practice truth. Advocate truth. And be truthful in all our actions and deeds to reconnect the missing link of business values and ethics. This is our moral and social responsibility. So he wanted me to talk up to 7. I exceeded by 5 minutes. It's 7:05. Okay. Thanks for your patience. Every young man would do well to remember that all successful business stands on the foundation of morality, said Henry Ward. Thank you very much for the patience. So I start. Huh? That is for the delay I said. So Justice Mohan. See, I said everything gets delayed. That's what causes the trouble. Then in Kanchipuram, there is one, what you call as Vaishnavite temple is there. And Vaishnavite தெரியாது, நான் போட்டுட்டு இருப்போம். ஈஸியாக கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். அதாவது ட்ரேட்மார்க் வச்சு நம்ம யார் என்னங்கிறது கண்டுபிடிக்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி. அந்த கோவிலுக்கு யாரோ ஒரு புண்ணியாத்மா donated an elephant. It is not that what you call as that Vivek joke, அந்த ஜோக் இல்லது. ஓகே, ஒரு எலிஃபெண்ட் டொனேட் பண்ணாங்க. அதில் ஒரு ட்ரஸ்ட் இருக்கு. அந்த any temple there will be a trust. We trust, but whether they do the trust correctly, we don't know. That's a different story. We will organize it something else. On the trust, there is a combination of Vaishnavites who are coming from different subsects. அதை நாங்கள் அப்படி சொல்லிலாம் கஷ்டப்படுத்துறது இல்லை. ஒரு யூ ஒய்ன்னு பிரிச்சுருவோம், ஈஸி எங்களுக்கு. ஒரு யூ ஒரு ஒய், இதான் அவளுடைய லோகோ. அந்த லோகோ பேஸ் பண்ணி டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் ஆகும். அந்த ட்ரஸ்ட்ல வந்த உடனே, அந்த எலிஃபென்ட் வந்த உடனே, அந்த எலிஃபென்ட்டை எப்படி காப்பாற்றணும்னு யாரும் கவனிக்கல. எடுத்த உடனே இந்த எலிஃபென்ட்டுக்கு என்ன நாமம் போடுறது, யூல போடணுமா ஒயில போடணுமா, ட்ரஸ்ட்ல ஒரு பெரிய டிஸ்கஷன். இது இட்ஸ் ரியல் ஸ்டோரி, நோ எக்ஸாஜரேஷன். யூஸ்வலா என்ன பண்ணுவானாக்க, மெஜாரிட்டி மெம்பர்ஸ் யாரு பாரு அப்படின்பா. அந்த மெஜாரிட்டியில் அந்த 7 பேர்ல வந்து 4 பேர் ஒய் இருந்தாலும் ஒய் தான் வரணும்னு அப்படி கத்துவா. கடைசியில் என்னாச்சு, இதெல்லாம் ஒத்து வராது, கோர்ட்டுக்கு போகலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு லோக்கல் கோர்ட் உடனே போயாச்சு. அப்போ ஜஸ்டிஸ் மோகன் வாஸ் தேர். லாயர்ஸ் போய் ஆர்கியூ பண்ண மோகன் சொன்ன சிம்பிள் சொல்யூஷன் பையன் அடிச்சுக்கிறீங்க, நீங்கள் அடிச்சுக்கிறது எப்படி யானைக்கு தெரியாது, அதனால 6 மாதம் ஒய் போட்டுங்க, 6 மாதம் யூ போட்டுங்க, ப்ராப்ளம் கேன் பி சால்வ், போத் ஆஃப் யூ ஆர் கிவன் ஈக்குவல் வெயிட்டேஜ். நமக்கு இந்த 3 லெட்டர் வேர்டு இருக்கு, அது நம்மளை விட்டு போகவே போகாது. என்ன தெரியுமா அது? ஈகோ, இஜிஓ. இது நம்மளோட போகவே போகாது, நம்மளோட பிறந்த நம்மளோட கட்டையில் ஏறாது. அந்த ஈகோ, நோ 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 வி ஆர் மெஜாரிட்டி, வி வில் நாட் அக்செப்ட் ஜட்ஜ்மெண்ட், அப்பீல் போயிட்டார். இந்த அப்பீல் போய் 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 சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் வரைக்கும் எடுத்து. இந்த அப்பீல் என்ன ஒரு நாமம், சர்வசாதாரணமாக பிஸ்னஸ்ல எல்லாருக்கும் போடுறோம் நம்ம, இது யானைக்கு போடுறது அவ்வளவு தூரம் போயிடுது. சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்ல போன போது, அண்ட் யூ இமேஜின் இட் டேக்ஸ் சோ மச் டைம். இவர் இங்க லோக்கல் கோர்ட்ல காஞ்சிபுரத்தில் ஜட்ஜா இருந்தவர் ஹைகோர்ட் ஜட்ஜ் ஆகி சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் ஜட்ஜ் ஆகி சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்டுக்கு போயிட்டார் ஜட்ஜ் மோகன். அப்படின்னா எவ்வளவு வருஷம் ஆயிருக்கும் பார்த்துங்க. அவர் ஒரு இது முடிஞ்சு அந்த இது செஷன் முடிஞ்சு அவர் வெளியில வர, the advocate who was appearing for the trust and the temple, who had some case that time at Supreme Court, அவருக்கு வயசாயிடுச்சு, அவர் வந்திருக்காரு, இவர் பார்த்துட்டு டக்குன்னு இவர் ஞாபகம் வந்திருக்கு. வந்த உடனே அந்த இவரை கூப்பிட்டு அந்த டவாலேட்டு சொல்லி அவர் உள்ள வர சொல்ல அப்படின்னு இருக்கார், சேம்பருக்கு கூப்பிட்டுருக்காரு. போன உடனே தன்னோட ரெஸ்பெக்ட்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு என்ன கூப்பிட்டுருந்தேன் நாம அப்படின்ட்டு. ஒன்றும் இல்லை, ஞாபகம் இருக்கா காஞ்சிபுரத்தில் அப்போ நான் இருக்கும்போது இங்கே ஒரு கேஸ் வந்து நீங்கள் கூட ஆர்கியூ பண்ணல, இப்போ என்னாச்சு இந்த கேஸ் முடிஞ்சுட்டு தானே, முடிஞ்சுட்டு சார், இட் ஹஸ் பீன் ரிசால்வ்டு. அவர் சர்ப்ரைஸ்ட், எப்படிமா அப்படி ஆச்சு அப்படின்னு. ஒன்றில் தடி எலிஃபென்ட் செத்து போயிட்டு இருந்தான். So the delay the whole process and denied the benefit. That's what Peter Drucker used to say, anything that is delayed is denied. So don't postpone, let us advise the organization in the right way, and it is our moral responsibility, moral duty, because நாளைக்கு நம்ம சந்ததியர்கள் எல்லாம் இந்த பிசினஸ் தான் சந்திக்க போகுது. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம செய்ய போற ஒரு தப்பும் ஒரு இல் அட்வைஸும் tomorrow it is going to hit all our successes also. Let us bear in mind, whether you are a chartered accountant or a cost accountant or a company secretary or a lawyer or any professional for that matter. Since it is a chartered accountant circle, I am emphasizing only on chartered accountants. Let us not do anything that which is against the ethics and the values. Sometimes law will say certain things, அது நமக்கு கொஞ்சம் மனசுக்கு ஒத்து வராது இருக்கலாம். பட் இருந்தாலும் law of the land accountability must try to find out the right provision in that by fighting out to the proper mode. அப்படிதான் பண்ணணுமே தவிர சட்டம் சொல்றது அது சரியே இல்லை, சட்டம் தப்பு அப்படின்னு நீங்க மாத்தி நீங்க உங்களுக்கு சட்டம் எழுத முடியாது. We are all bound by the constitution. Whether right or wrong, we have to follow it. Correct? If you have any questions, you can ask. If in any of my parts of the speech கொஞ்சம் எமோஷனலாக ஏதாவது சபுரதலாக ஏதாவது சொல்லியிருந்தேன்னா தயவு செய்து அதை பொறுத்தருளுங்கள். அது எனது உணர்ச்சி வேகத்தில் வந்தது, யார் மனதையும் புண்படுத்துவதற்கு அல்ல. எஸ் சார். Yes sir, please.
I don't intend to yaar mandi pumbadathilla general now to create the acceptance. If everybody goes out of ethics, becomes unethical, any business entity or any business individual, what are the steps you take to inculcate acceptance which they have to do?
முதல்ல அவ மனசுக்குள்ள ஒரு ஃபியரை கொண்டு வரணும்.
Talking from my heart.
Yes sir, yes sir.
I find
சார் அது எல்லாருமே அப்படிதான் சார். இப்போ யாருமே தன்னை அக்செப்ட் பண்ண என்ன வந்து யாராவது நீ சுமாராக தான் இருக்கீங்கன்னா நான் ஒத்துக்கவே மாட்டேன் சார், நான் தான் மிஸ்டர் அழகுன்னு சொல்லுவேன். அது மாதிரி தான். That's why I'm saying how it used to be done. I'm telling you now. Earlier, the requirement is the professionals will inculcate that particular thing in the minds of the businessman. The professionals failed miserably. Now the law compels it. How? You are supposed to report fraud. Fraud னு எங்க உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சாலும் there is a duty cast on you as a professional to report that fraud, and they given its different gradation. எந்த fraudலாம் யார் யாருக்கு கொடுக்கணும், எந்தெந்த இதில் நீங்கள் டிஸ்க்ளோஸ் பண்ணணும்னு you must create that fear in the mind of the entrepreneur, saying that look, I have a duty now because of my institute regulation, by the law of the land to which I am subject to, I can't say no, I have to report this fraud. ஸ்லோவா இதை கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா ஒரு தடவை பயமுறுத்தினா ரெண்டாவது தடவை தானே அவன் பண்றதுக்கு யூஸ்வலா பயப்படுவான். இப்ப நம்ம கூட என்ன பண்றோம்னா, நம்மனா நான் எல்லாரையும் சொல்லல, சில பேர் என்ன பண்றோம்னா அவர் எஸ் சார்னா 3 bags full தாளம் அடிச்சிடறோம் கூட. அந்த தாளத்தை தப்பு இல்லாம அடிக்கிறோம் வேற. அங்கதான் பிரச்சனையே. Yes, sir.
Practically what you're saying, sir, is as long as you're legally compliant, you're presumed that you're running an ethical shop. That's what you're saying. I think there's a lot of difference between this. Legally compliant by no means that you're ethically compliant. From a corporate governance perspective, how is it that they're going to educate them on this very thin line saying that you may be legally compliant, but this is not an ethical practice? I think that's a key challenge that's coming up in most of the boardrooms. How do you?
Fine. Very, very simple answer for that. Fundamental, the law of the land has to be respected. Itself an ethical behavior. அது முதல்ல புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். நீ எந்த சட்டத்திற்கு உட்பட்டு இருக்கிறாயோ அதை முதல்ல மரியாதையா மதி. அதான் first ethical behavior. The business way he conducts the business, if there is a deviation in the ethics, you have every right, if you are a director on the board, to qualify, to dissent and ask them to record, and if they don't record, you have a right to resign. Right? When you resign, again, the ethical behavior, invariably, this is where we all fault. நம்ம resign பண்ண என்ன பண்றோம்? Suppose you want to resign from a board, what is the letter you will write to the board? அதுதான். என்ன personal reason? ஒரு personal புண்ணாவும் இல்ல அதுல. You don't have the guts to face them. You write in so many words, these are the entries that are wrong, these are the things which I don't agree, these are the things instead of for the company you are using for your bread and butter, the company's car. You write all those details and say because of this you are not willing to, what you call as, rechange yourself, I hereby submit because I do not want to be part of this adharmam. If you have that guts, ethics will come in. There comes the governance. Today that is not happening. The reason I will tell you why. If I write in a letter to the, as an independent director or for that matter a director simplicity to an organization, to the authority saying that these are all the problems because of this, I am resigning. The one side of the brain says, Ravi, are you doing the right thing? நாளைக்கு இந்த கம்பெனியில் எந்த கம்பெனியும் வேலை கொடுக்க மாட்டான், யாருமே உன்னை டைரக்டர் அடிச்சுக்க மாட்டா, ஏன்னா நீ போட்டு கொடுத்துருவே அப்படின்னு பயம். This comes. Let them do it. There are half a dozen people who follow ethical. They want persons like you. அதை மறந்துடக்கூடாது, நம்ம மறந்துடுறோம் அதை. I can tell you there are so many business empires. They will stand by that. They listen. And if it is not correct, they say sorry and they have lost crores of rupees because of the project has been abandoned. I am proud to say part of Sanmar Group, which follows 100% of ethics. If it doesn't, my boss Shankar will never say yes to it. Highly conservative. Similarly, Rane Group, highly conservative. Murappa Group, you can see they are highly conservative. அது மாதிரி இருக்கணும். அங்க அது எப்படி வந்தது? The reason is the top man is willing to listen. அது third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation வந்து young bloods உள்ள வரும்போது rush of blood. அந்த rush of bloodல என்ன ஆகுதுன்னாக்க இன்னைக்கு 10 ரூபாய் போட்டு நேத்துக்கு 15 ரூபாய் எடுக்கணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறான். அது முடியாது. இந்த 10 ரூபாய்க்கு உண்டான உழைப்பு நீ கொடுத்த 15 எடுத்து நீ எடுத்தேன்னா பழப்ப. There is no shortcut for success. At the same time, nothing is impossible to willing heart. This dilemma will come. This fight in between, the mind will come. But you must know how to overcome it.
So there was a reason I brought this up, sir, and I probably have a couple of minutes. It's an experience that I had with Swami. So if it's okay, if I can just
Please, please.
share an experience. So a quick background is that I was the CEO of an airline company prior to this, which is obviously running short primarily on ethical reasons. And I think most of it is in the public domain now. I was the CFO of AirAsia. So I resigned on a lot of grounds. There were formal mails written, just as you very rightly pointed out, saying that these are the reasons I resigned. Obviously, I didn't get a job for about 6-7 months after that, because wherever I attended interviews, this was going to be a stumbling block. I was a bit distraught, so it nothing. And a classmate of mine, a good friend of mine, is a lecturer in Malaysia. So we were having a conversation in October, and he said, "I'm going to give a like." He was giving the Vijayadashmi lecture in Sai Kulan. So he said, "Just listen to it, Vijay." So I came back, I listened to it, and he had shared one of his experiences, and it was world does something, the wrong is wrong. And these were the words of Swami in between. Even if the entire world does it, the wrong is wrong. Even if you're the only one doing it, the right will always be right. You do the right thing, I will be there with you. And that is what Swami had told, and then just disappeared in the dreams. It's such a beautiful thing, I think, what we've heard you speak here. And this is a very common conundrum, especially as finance professionals we all face. And through a very first-hand account, it so happened that when I went back to Sundaram after that, the same, after when I got a job, I went back, paid my respects to Swami, and then when I came back, that night Swami again comes in his dream to say that something like you will be tested continuously. Always be prepared to face it. In a month's time, the same issue happens in a new organization. That's an ethical issue. But the fact that we're probably very fortunate to have been associated with Swami probably gives you the guts to say that even if the entire world does it, the wrong is wrong, and even if you're the only one doing it, the right is the right, and then you decide and move on. I just thought I should probably share this because it's a very personal experience. So there's nothing like, Moral Poetsana, I don't want to do that. We have this protection.
That's what I said. Let the entire light dominate the whole world also, but let it not be through you. That's it. You have that. Anything else? I think this PPT I have given to Mr. Shekhar. It will be shared with you. Whenever time permits, those 16, 18 questions, think aloud. If you have something else different than what I said, or you have something else more to add, please send it through an email to me so that it will be also helpful for me to enrich my knowledge. As simple as that. Because it is the process of learning. Every day we learn. No one is an expert in every field at every point of time. Right? பொறுமையாக கேட்ட மற்றதற்கு தாழ்வணிந்த நன்றி.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi, for so beautifully and powerfully articulating the importance of ethics in today's world. The questions you kind of raised are very, very valid. So the objective of this study circle is to keep talking about these things because study circle, as Bhagwan says, is satsang. It's the congregation of people with similar thoughts, the thoughts which are good thoughts. So our objective is to keep constantly remembering these things because we never know when the situation will arise, but we should be prepared. So that's the objective of this satsang, and we are very fortunate that you kind of articulated Bhagwan's message and finally culminated with Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Thank you so much, sir. We will have to call you again on stage, please pardon us, to accept a small memento from our side. Can you please come on stage, sir? And I'll call Shekhar, sir, to hand over the memento. Now we'll have Mahamangala Aarti.
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Legacy loved by one and all in India and abroad. Even before the phrase corporate social responsibility gained significance, it was textured into the group's value systems. And today, this phrase has been redefined by Mr. Murali as citizen social responsibility. Chennai 365, an effort by SKS in association with social, sports and cultural bodies to do good to a vibrant Chennai. To Sri Krishna Sweets, it's no mere rule. It's not just an act. It's every citizen's social responsibility. After all, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And in the process, create a world where life's best bonds are built with love and care. And in time, they will become our strongest bond.